as of yet, he hasn't actually made a comment on this, and I hope he does, because I really do want to know what the answer is.
It's money. It's money. The answer is money. He did it from money. It was from money. But I do want to do this video on Sargon of Akkad because I wanted to do a video on Joe Rogan because Joe Rogan recently sold his soul to Spotify, which meant all of the old Joe Rogan catalog went onto the Spotify for the experience in the ears. The only strange thing is that they didn't want to take all the IDW episodes. They've decided to say no, we don't want those guys. So I want to check it out. And it was also really good of Spotify to do this. I don't know why Spotify decided to get all upset, but a lot of people are super pissed off about this now. A lot of people.
Joe Rogan announced that he was signing an exclusive deal with Spotify and his content would be exclusively on that podcasting platform. So he would be leaving YouTube and presumably all of the other platforms on which he was available and being there exclusively. And he did this for $100 million deal, according to the Wall Street Journal. So you can see why he would do it. And why shouldn't he? Why does he owe any of these other platforms any kind of obligation? Especially if he's acting in line with his own conscience, which he clearly said. He's been complaining recently about the oppressive nature of California and the fact that it's becoming less free, and he is moving to Texas, as many of his friends are. And I think that a part of this criticism is also of Silicon Valley, the way that the tech giants, the big tech giants, restrain content. Well, he said here, it will remain free and it will be exactly the same show. It's just a licensing deal, so Spotify won't have any creative control over the show. They want me to continue doing it the way I'm doing it right now. I'm excited to have the support of the largest audio platform in the world, and I hope to see you folks there when we make the switch. That is interesting, because today was the day that the switch was made, and it seems that a lot of episodes have been not moved across to Spotify for reasons unknown. Now, there's quite a long list, and there's quite a variety of different people on here, and a bunch of people I don't know about. Like, I don't know who Jason Thibault is, or Brian Redband, Pete Johansson, Daryl Wright, Brian Whitaker, Jan Irvin, Joey Diaz.
And in this little bit of journalism, there's just no way to find out who they are. Yeah, just no way of knowing. Yeah. I'll never know who they are. All these people. Look at all these people. Oh, hello.
Like, repeat guests who have been on there. Eddie Bravo, isn't this a guy who's on fairly regularly? But then I found Adam Kokesh, a capitalist activist, has been told that he can't go on. I don't know who David Seaman is, Dave Aspirin, but Dr. Stephen Greer. That's weird because he's the UFO guy. He's the bald doctor who talks about UFOs a lot. And Joe Rogan loves UFOs. He has loads of these different types of conspiracy theorists on. And I love this content too. I'm not in any way judging this. I think this is the content that makes the internet worthwhile. So weird, isn't it? I think David Seaman is a conspiracy theorist as well. So, okay. But then you've got Louis Theroux. It's like a British documentary maker. He's totally middle of the road. He's just like the regular guy who goes and does the crazy things with the lunatics in whatever experience he's having. But he's not some radical. And then we get to Stefan Molyneux, Chuck Johnson, Milo Yiannopoulos, Gavin McInnes, right? Okay, Alex Jones and Eddie Bravo. So that the famous Alex Jones podcasts won't be on there. And then Gavin McInnes again, and me, Sargon of Akkad. I don't get to go across to Spotify. I think Owen Benjamin and Michaela Peterson, Jordan Peterson.
Damn. That one, I mean, I wonder how much that hurt. He's been erased. He's been deplatformed from the Joe Rogan Experience. I just realized that. I mean, I'm guessing he's one of those old contacts who doesn't actually have his private number. Or if he does, it's an old number, but he's still like, he's sitting there every day, typing away on his phone. Hey, Joe. Joe, I need to ask you, Joe. Why won't they let me on, Joe? Was it something I said? I can change for you, Joe. I'm ready to change. It's so lonely over here, Joe. I'm all alone. I'm alone and it's quite dry. Quite dry, Joe. Quite dry. Shoe-on-Head. Shoe-on-Head's a communist now. Did you know that? Shoe-on-Head's a communist with all the other communists. I don't know what she's doing over there.
And the legendary Alex Jones returns. This was probably the best podcast I've ever watched. I was in hysterics the whole way through. I couldn't stop watching it. Best podcast, and like the single best Joe Rogan podcast, and it's not going to be on Spotify. That's mad.
Sargon of
And
Akkad.
Alex Jones is a personal friend of Joe Rogan's, and I imagine is one of the reasons he moved to Texas, to be nearer to his friends. And so I'm baffled as to why Joe Rogan wouldn't want these on his Spotify account. Like, what's the problem?
I'm going to guess that wasn't Joe's decision. I'm going to guess
Hype
Joe
train.
Rogan didn't walk in with this list. You know?
Louis Theroux might be more because of a rights issue with Louis than his views. Otherwise, I'm sure Sargon only cares this much about people being excluded because he's one of them.
I think he's happy that Louis Theroux was in that list because it legitimizes him a little bit. I think he was like, oh, delightful. Oh, Louis is in here. Well, yeah, he's an esteemed journalist. No, can't possibly look at him. He's certainly not some kind of a card like myself.
Tommy Chong? What is that? The guy from Cheech and Chong? Right? Like, I mean, again, like Joe Rogan, famous for enjoying cannabis and other drugs, can't have Tommy Chong on his platform, on his Spotify account. But then we get to the really bizarre ones. Michael Shermer, I thought I recognised the name, so I looked him up. Michael Shermer was the founder of the Skeptics Society, and it's like one of the new atheists, sort of that sort of area, so sort of people who are connected with Sam Harris and Richard Dawkins. People who are not, like, I don't know, racists or bigots or really even very controversial, apart from the fact that he critiques religion and is pro-science. The kind of person that you want deplatformed these days. I don't know who Chris D'Elia and Owen Smith are, but
not Muslim.
Every exciting podcast Joe has done seems to have been left off here. I'm genuinely surprised at who is being lumped together here. This is a very wide swathe of people, but it's dozens of the podcasts that have not been uploaded to a Spotify account. Like, who made that decision? I'm really curious. I really want to know what the rationale for this was.
Like you, I haven't done any research for this video, none whatsoever. I'm gonna guess it was probably Spotify. Probably Spotify. I'm guessing Spotify was like, yeah, before we upload these to the Spotify servers, or probably Amazon servers somewhere, but we don't want these people on there. This list, which includes you for obvious reasons. But I mean, you're self-aware. He's aware enough that as soon as he pointed out a couple of these figures, he was like, but they're not racists. This person is just an atheist. He's not a racist like the rest of us. I mean, a racist like some of the other people in this list, allegedly.
Especially as Joe himself was saying repeatedly on his podcast, so look, Silicon Valley censorship is getting out of control. The Californian mindset is getting out of control. It's becoming tyrannical. And I completely agree with him. Like, why would he be okay with this? And so you get a lot of people in his subreddit saying things like, well, he's sold out. I somehow feel betrayed. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. There are some real questions here. So does this mean Alec...
Oh man, that's coming straight from Daddy. I'm not mad. No. Like, everything you've done is horrid. You're a horrid person, son. But I'm not mad. I'm sad. Very sad.
Alex Jones will never return to the podcast. We don't know. I mean, I would consider that to be a deep loss because Alex Jones and Joe Rogan's podcast are the best. And I mean it. This is top quality entertainment. But some of these episodes are so seemingly harmless. If someone wants to cancel Joe, they could go on YouTube and watch the episodes where excluded from Spotify and see the dirt they could pull. It really is interesting, isn't it? And the thing is, I don't think my podcast with him was particularly controversial. I don't think I said anything controversial on the podcast. But to be honest with you, it was one of my more disappointing ones. Normally, I put in a much better performance when I'm being interviewed by someone. But at the time, I was quite under attack by the powers that be. But some of these are mystifying. Louis Theroux was so bizarre, I had to Google it. It's been blocked for me in YouTube due to copyright. I have no idea. I haven't seen the Louis Theroux one. But again, Louis Theroux is such a mild-mannered man. I have absolutely no doubt that he is not saying or advocating for something insane. But anyway, as I say, the comments are not happy about this. People are just not very happy. But apparently, someone who phoned them up said it can be due to permissions from rights holders that it may reappear and the right folks at Spotify will hear about this issue. So nothing. I mean, it might be a licensing issue, but we don't know. And as far as I'm aware, Joe Rogan hasn't made a comment on this himself. As of yet, he hasn't actually made a comment on this. And I hope he does, because I really do want to know what the answer is.
It's money. It's money. The answer is money. He did it for money. It was for money.
I really hope that he hasn't just decided to kind of bend the knee to Spotify and a bunch of arbitrary demands from Spotify just to get rid of, again.
Why would anyone do that? It doesn't make any sense to me. It's like, hey, here's $100 million. Oh, well, cool. What do I have to do? Nothing. You don't have to, like, we're just going to take your old show and we're going to put it onto our servers. And yeah, it's like, and I get $100 million. You get $100 million. Okay, yeah, let's do that thing. Let's do that thing where you give me $100 million and I do the thing. It's like, cool. We're just going to shave off, like, I don't know, 20, 30 episodes. It's like, yeah, cool. I don't give a fuck. Do whatever you want. I'll take that $100 million now. Thank you. Okay, cool. And again, do whatever the fuck you want. I shave 30 episodes. Fine by me. Have fun.
A weird slate of people who aren't allowed to be uploaded. I mean, I know that from the a lot of the podcasts there I've watched, and all of them are Alex Jones' own content, Joe Rogan's own content. So it's. I don't think that the claims of copyright would have any legal grounds, if any grounds at all. So yeah, I don't have any further answers on this one. It's just really bizarre.
Oh, what a mystery!
After coming out framing this in the manner of actually this is going to be helpful for free speech, nothing's going to change, they don't want editorial control, to then we find that in fact there are a lot of people who won't be featured now. At the end of the day, it is his podcast. He can completely choose as he likes as to who he has on there, who doesn't, and what old episodes he removes. I just think that's very interesting, and the messaging is mixed. And I would like to know what the answer is, just because I am in some way affected here. But maybe it's because I was so spicy on Twitter when arguing with Nazis. Yes. The worst thing I've ever done, to be honest. Anyway.
Yeah, but by spicy on Twitter, he means sending people cocks and gay porn. That's what he did. He sent people gay porn as a rebuttal on Twitter, because that was spicy. That was him being an edgy boy.
If you would like to support the channel and make sure that we can continue to keep growing and building onwards and upwards, because, you know, we got demonetized, and my Thinkery channel got demonetized the other day. I still take super chats on it, and then just for no reason...
It's so bizarre. It's almost like marginalizing an entire group of people for some reason. It makes everyone upset. Hold on. Like, why? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Like, no, this is promoting hate against groups of individuals. I'm like, wow, you really did.
Totally a bit. That was 100% a bit coming out of my mouth. That not like, 4 seconds before he said it? Like, that. This face says it all. Like, this is it.
Didn't like my last Rome Total War stream over there, did you? It was in a video game. What do you want me to say? The Spartans deserved it. And then I lost, and I wasn't happy. But anyway, if you'd like to support the channel, because we're demonetizing, you can check out our merch store.
No, of course, you can replace Spartans with whatever you want, really. I mean, Spartans can be the people you don't like. And then they're the filthy people. The Spartans. Oh my, yes.
It's linked in the description, or you can check us out on Subscribestar and join there and come and hang out in our Discord server, which is always good fun. I'm always in there. And I'll see you in the next video.
Always good fun. Well, all right.
To our God, I'm Ra. We pray at your altar of awesomeness. To our monarch, Thomas Bone, you are the light that guides our path. To our lords, Jeffrey Lamb, Stephen, Ninetails Cosmic Fox, Hans Josephine, and Poppy Nelson, we bow meekly for your pleasure. To our Knights of the Round Table, Josh Mickelson, Dylan Byte, Alexander Thaler, Zach Christensen, Todd Buckingham, Todd Lajeunesse, Clement Chutzkoff, Skybear Games, Moss Beast, Political Puppy, Ali Menthol, Jimmy Big Nuts, Alan R., Andreas Chitoro, Good Poon Hates Cops, That's Solid Poon Man, and Bryn, we salute you. And to our many merchants and farmers, you have our undying love